Hello everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Today we are going to have a little play with this week's Global Design Project. First up, I wanted to show you the Card Maker's Creative Journal that I just received from Amazon today. It says, sketch, plan, create, and repeat. And inside the first page is journal details. And then all the pages inside, one side is lined and one side is plain. So that you can draw your sketches, put your measurements down, do color swatches, whatever you want. And this book is what size? It is 6 by 9, 6 by 9, so it's a good size. And the fun part of this is made, designed, and published by Pip Todman, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the UK. And this is one of 3 of the journals that she has. I like this one because it gives me lots of room to do sketches, or in this case, put in the global design project that we're working on. On this side, I've got my stamps, my cardstocks, my inks, my tools, the measurements, and if I need to, I could put the instructions down below. So that's what we're doing today. I just wanted to put a little plug in for her because that's a really cool tool for us card makers. Today we are doing a color challenge. Our colors today are Lost Lagoon, Highland Heather, and Cloud Cover. I have the same color cardstock as well as some basic white. I've chosen the Prairie Grass stamp set. Whoops. I have a whole bunch of different embellishments because I don't know which ones I'm going to use. And I have 3 blending brushes. All right. So we are going to get started. I just have to figure out which one of these is bigger. Okay. The inside of our card today is just a basic white liner that is 4 by 5 1/4, and I am putting that on the inside of a Lost Lagoon card base that is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. So there we have a beautiful place to write our greeting. And on the front of our card, our matte layer today is this beautiful Highland Heather. And we're just going to center that up on the front of our card. And we're going to put that way over there out of the way so I don't get ink on it. Next up, we have, to move some things around here, a piece of basic white that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And this is going to be our focal image that will go on that Highland Heather, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So we are going to do some inking. We're going to create a background, and I think we're going to start with Lost Lagoon at the bottom. And we will work our way up. And I'm just going to start off the cardstock in a circular motion. Just gradually building up that color about 1/3 of the way. And I'm just going to set that aside. I'm not going to close up that ink pad because I know I'm going to go back to it. Now I have Cloud Cover. And I know not all of you have this ink pad. It is still available on the website. but it is a last chance item. And the reason for that is because it changes color when it dries. It wasn't the best quality for them. It didn't meet their quality standards, so they discontinued it, which is great. I can appreciate that, but I have one. It is a color for the challenge, so I'm going to use it. And you see it's just kind of like a muddied blue-gray. That color is going to change as it dries. Now, I'm going to set that over there, and I'm going to go back to the Lost Lagoon. And starting off and working my way up to blend into that one a little bit. And I think I'm done with Lost Lagoon now, so I'm going to close that ink pad. And I'm going to bring in my Highland Heather. We'll get this inked up. Once again, starting off the cardstock, circular motion, working our way down. And you can add as much or as little color as you want. It is your card. And I'm just going to blend with what's on the brush. I'm not going to add any more to it. Maybe a little more of the Highland Heather. There we go. Get to build on that a little bit. There we go. I'm happy with that. I'm going to put those blending brushes out of the way and close up these ink pads before we have a disaster, because that's been known to happen a time or two. Now I am just going to lift this off my sticky mat and give my sticky mat a quick clean. And there we have it, all the mess contained. All right, next up, we are going to bring in our Stamparatus. And I've chosen the big, tall grass. Now, I don't know what I want to be. I think I want this to be my ground and this to be my sky. I was going to do it the other way, but I think I like it upside down better, if that makes sense. All right. Let's get this stamp on here. Something like that. And we'll get that picked up. Now I need some Memento black ink, and we are most likely going to have to stamp this multiple times because I'm fussy with my images. I want them nice and dark and crisp. So bear with me. There is our first impression. Not bad, but we can do better. Here comes our second impression. Look at the difference. I think I'm going to do one more and that will do it. The difficulty about this when you stamp multiple times, that you have to be careful because there's a lot of ink on that page. The ink blended background is not dry, and then I just laid 3 layers of ink on top of it. So we don't want that to smudge. All right. We have a clean stamp. I'm just going to put that on the case for now. And I chose the greeting, "Sometimes life is just hard." But as you can tell, it's too big. So I think I'm going to trade it for a different one. Let's have a look at what's here. Put that back on. So very sorry, you're not alone, I'm here for you. Sending the healing power of love. I think "so very sorry" is what I'm going to use. All right. So very sorry. Let's get that picked up and see how straight it is. If I can get the plate out. Oh, it's hard for me to tell at night. It really is. All right, my card looks straight. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to find, just bear with me a second till I see what I did with it. It's here somewhere, I promise. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. Somewhere I have a sheet of acetate. And I like to use that when I'm not sure, so I don't ruin my stamping. I'm going to grab another one. You guys just give me a second until I find it. I've moved everything around in this craft room. So do you think that I could find what I'm looking for? No. But I do know what I can do. I'm just going to borrow this sheet of acetate from this stamp set. And I'm just going to put that right there. And we are going to do a test run before I stamp on my card. Have you ever seen this trick before? You just stamp down on your acetate. And then you have to, I should have put a magnet on there. So very sorry. It's a little crooked, isn't it? Let's try it again. Maybe I moved it. Let me put a magnet on it. And then we know it won't move. Pull this off here again and see if I can get this bang on straight. It looks straight to me. It really does. Move it down just a bit. And we will try again. So very sorry, take 2. See, now that's nice and straight. Okay, so I'll just put that over there for now. And now we'll stamp on our card. Bam. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm happy with that. Clean that. And I'm just going to close that cover until I get these things all put away so that I don't. Let me clean that off before I forget. So if you haven't ever tried that little acetate trick before, it's super, super simple to do, as you could tell. And it saves your card for after having all the inking and stamping done. It just saves you from having an oopsie. All right, now I want to do what? I want a little something something on here. There's a couple of little spots, you see. Now I could take a little bit of water, but that, no. Let me have a clear block. We're going to do another little something something here. And we're going to take some black ink. And I need a paintbrush. And some water. And we are going to mix this up. I'm going to do another little test run. Yep, I'm liking that. And I'm just going to tap the paintbrush and intentionally splatter. Let me get my rag here to clean this off. There we go. Now, once again, we have to be very, very careful and let that dry because we don't want to smudge. Because we just did all that to hide some smudges, right? All right. Let me bring that back in here. And they're not really dark. They're kind of like a grayish, watery black. And that's okay. If you want them darker, if you wanted to, I could actually show you. I'll do it again. If you want them darker, so you have a mix of the grayish and the black, just use a little less water. Okay, you're going to get a darker concentration. See how those are darker? And I like that they're so fine. There we go. So that's how you do it if you want them a bit darker. Let me bring this up close. See how there's a mix of gray and black? Just controlled by the amount of water that I put on there. All right. Let's bring our card base back in. The end is near, my friends. We're going to get some Tombow on the back here. I'm putting a good lot on there because this cardstock is saturated with ink. And there's just a little profile between the matte just tapping on there because I don't want to smudge. There we go. Isn't that pretty? All right, now my friends, I have some different bling. I have these purple ones, which I think I'm going to use. I have the Hues of Blues flowers, and I had the faceted gems. But I think, looking at this, I'm going to use the, what is it? Purple, where did I put them? Purple gems. And I'm going to use a big one right at the top. And then 2 little ones. Just to add a little something. I mean, we don't want to make it too happy because we're saying sorry as if it's an apology or sympathy. So we don't want it to be too bright and over the top. I think those 3 little purple gems just do it. Now, I do have ribbon, but I don't think it needs it. I really don't. I think less is more with this card. So I am going to leave it just at that. My friends, that is our global design project 525, Highland Heather, Cloud Cover, and Lost Lagoon. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you take on the Global Design Project Challenge and share. I'd love to see what you come up with. That's it for me tonight.